You are listening to the Pencil and Paper Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Palace of Megapixels. This is Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo!
Hello, and welcome to the show, the Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo Show! That's the best I could do. Look at that, I gave us a special 200
nice little bump.
episode, just singing it in like it's a big celebration that we all care about. Hey everybody, I'm your host Stephen White. And with me is my co-host, Lacey Finley.
Happy Monday!
Happy 200th.
Happy 200! I know. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd ever get, well, not like, there's a time I didn't think we'd ever come this far. I mean, it seems easy enough. Everybody else has seemed to pull off 200.
Yeah, you just
so,
gotta keep working.
Yeah, here we are.
Work.
Does it matter? We'll see.
We'll see. Life is, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We have enough people that listen to our tomfoolery.
Across the globe, too, for that matter, because sometimes
I'm impressed every time.
Yeah, people in Germany and Australia, Japan, Canada.
Look at this. We're global.
Yeah, we're all over the place. You just didn't realize it.
Yeah, because you're local.
What do you know about international affairs?
What do you know?
Yeah. I hope all those people in Ukraine are fine. Maybe they're listening to the show. Maybe we get them through the day. I doubt it.
I doubt it, yeah. But, I mean, if so, hi.
Yeah, hi. We stand with you.
Hopefully
By the
you found
way,
a quiet place.
since I'm bringing it up, you had mentioned that Ukraine bundle, humble bundle or whatever that you could donate to, and all the proceeds go to helping Ukraine.
I think it was the itch.io.
Yeah, the itch.
I actually need to look because they were putting one together. It probably should be up by now, and it is.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say,
yeah.
as I read on the Stone Lantern Discord, that they're part of that bundle, so you can get Evergate in that bundle if you've not gotten around to it yet.
Game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and there you go. There's a reason right there to go donate.
Heck.
Just one of many.
I was going to say the asking price, just that game alone would already be worth it. Obviously, you can donate whatever you want, but the starting price for it, shoot, come on.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
There's a lot of good ones in there. But I do like that I do see Humble Bundle has theirs up right now. There's a lot of good ones on here, too. Interesting. 100% is going to humanitarian efforts. Back for Blood, Max Payne 3, This War of Mine, Slay the Spire. You can kiss your life goodbye if you've never started Slay the Spire. The Long Dark. Ooh, there's a lot of good ones on here, y'all.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
I mean, wow. This is the first time I've actually looked over it. Super Hot is on there. Dude, come on.
Come on. That's a great one.
That is a great one. Come on, man.
Come on. Yeah.
Shoot, the list just keeps going. I'm still scrolling, you guys. Like, holy balls.
I mean, you can't beat that. You're doing your best to help another country.
Right.
If this is all you can do, hey, get you some games out of it and pat yourself on the back.
Books in there, too.
And I know I sound like I'm
Boys
being...
Volume 1.
Yeah, see? And look,
Just games.
I know I might be sounding condescending, like I'm like, yeah, you're donating money. No, I mean it. I've done my part. I've done my donations, and it's not like I was sitting there going, well, look at me being all Mr. I'm saving the world today because I donated. That's not what I'm saying. I realize it was a very small, hopefully meaningful in some way, even if it's just a little. It's something.
Right.
So that's what I'm telling you. It's something. and you're getting games for it. I didn't ask for anything.
Right.
I'm just saying.
That's just a perk. That's just a perk.
This is just a perk, man. Go get your games. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, there's a lot in here for sure. Ooh, Quantum Break. Look. So this one's $40, and it's listing 123 items. So it looks like that's the starting. Obviously, with any of these, you could pay more if you want more of it to go towards it. But good deal.
Every game is a quarter. Just think of it like that.
Right. I mean, there's some big games in here, y'all. So yeah, interesting.
Good,
nice. I love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go.
Game Maker Studio. Look at you guys. You could start making your own.
Yeah, and then you can put your own game into the bundle.
Right?
How about that?
And then I don't know what this other stuff is. More nerdy people than me would love it.
Mm-hmm.
So figurines and stuff.
If people have not followed or been following, don't forget that there was a Podcaster Symbol episode that came out. Batman, I think we're on Batman Returns. That might have been out already because I do remember listening.
I know
to
there
that.
was a lull or like a delay on one of them.
Yeah, Batman Forever.
Happen, it's fine.
Yeah, editing. I
imagine.
commend the editors of those.
Right.
Anyone who has ever done it.
Because you have to listen to all of them and then figure out, imagine where it would flow. Because we're not necessarily going to hit the same beats in the same order, you know?
Right,
and then the way they just blend it together like we were having a conversation. And it just, and then also about that thing. So, fantastic.
They do amazing work over there. So, again, go support the Podcaster Assemble Boys.
Absolutely. Good people.
So, did you ever get around to watching Our Flag Means Death?
I have watched, 2 or 3. I think however many were actually up because it wasn't that far along, right?
They are
it's still ongoing.
3, 6, 8. There's 10.
Then
There's
I've
going to be
definitely not watched the whole thing yet.
There's 10 episodes, or will be 10 episodes.
It's fun. It's fun. It took about 2 episodes. I had to give it that time to set up because the first one was like, okay, I see kind of where you're going, but we're all over the place. So I'm not into it yet. And then by like the second, I think the third one for sure, I was like, okay, now it's kind of funny and you're getting a chuckle out of me because now I'm starting to get backstory and how everyone kind of fits together. Right. So I do believe we will continue on.
Good.
Especially since it's not long.
No.
I love those nice about half-hour kind of chunks of my time. Have you watched Severance?
I have not.
Oh, you may not be able to though. You have Apple, right? Or access to it.
Well, I could. I don't know if I do now because I did that, canceled it after the 6-month period because I was just like, I'm not here. I'm not watching this.
That's fair. Know? It's not mine, so
yeah.
I just whenever they take it away from me, I guess. But so it's on there. It's more of a drama, but it had Adam Scott in it, and I do like him, so I wanted to check it out and see what it was. Christopher Walken, hello.
Perfect.
So, and what's the guy who played Falcone in the last of the Batman?
Oh, John Turturro.
Yeah, he's in it too. So it's just like a fun cast. So I wanted to check it out, and it seemed more drama. So a little bit different than I've mostly seen Adam Scott in comedies. I'll just put it that way. I'm sure he's done other stuff, but I've mostly seen him in comedies, and it's interesting. That's it was just the premise seemed just enough interesting that I wanted to see how they were going to execute it, because it's the premise that they work at this company that's doing this experiment called Severance, where they actually, and you have to, give your permission to be a part of this experiment and everything, where they actually insert something in your brain. So once you've entered your job, as soon as you go up into the elevator, it clicks. So now you have no memories of your outside life whatsoever.
Wow.
And then as soon as you leave work, you have no memories of your inside job. So it's actually splitting you into 2 humans. So your work people never know your outside life, and your outside life never knows what you're really doing at work. And so I wanted to see how that premise was executed, and I'm caught up. It's interesting. I'm digging it so far. That's another one. It took a couple of them because it was kind of a slow start, I will admit, because obviously they're wanting to tell you about this company and what this procedure even is. So the way they kind of tell the story out of order to catch you up, but I recommend it. It was it was a different premise. And so, and with that cast, I've just been having fun. With it. So if you have access to Apple TV, I do recommend Severance over there. It's still ongoing in its first season. So,
well, it definitely sounds like it would catch my attention. So
yeah. I think you might dig it after they set it up for you. It does take a couple episodes, but
I'll have to come back to Apple TV eventually because Ted Lasso will come back on. So I've got to pay for it then. I can be strategic about it and wait until like the last episodes are on. That way I don't have to pay it for too very long. And
just
then
everything.
Yeah. And then I might, unless I hear it's terrible. So, I'm kind of breaking on, hopefully. Maybe they'll say it sucks, but at the same time, I know that's kind of a detrimental thing to a franchise that I love, but they're working on a MonsterVerse series for Apple TV, which you'd think would be on HBO Max, because then that's where all the...
Especially right now,
That's where the things were going.
It seems to be, well, for DC, right?
Well, but Godzilla vs. Kong premiered on HBO Max for crying out loud. So why not?
Good point. That I don't know.
There's
that probably somebody who wanted money that wasn't given money, and then ergo here we are. That's usually what it boils down to. I
have no doubt. So they're apparently in the works, and I know that's kind of my jam. Monsters and stuff. So they're gonna make me pay for this shit, whether I want to or not.
Yep.
And there's what was it? Peacock. That's the other one that I have yet to pay for beyond a certain point. Like I have paid for some months because I was trying to watch things, but I'm done with it now. And eventually they're going to come up and be like, "Hey, you want to watch this?" And I'm like, "No." I was like, "But hey, you want that?"
It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah. Night Court. That's what it'll be right there.
Oh,
because I want to watch Night Court and hope. Damn it. I'm going to be paying for this shit.
I try to not even allow myself to know what's on other streaming platforms for that reason. I got to make myself ignorant to what else is going on outside of the, I don't know, 3, 4 that I have. Found out I actually do have Paramount Plus. Didn't know the hub's got it.
See?
Because that's how I watched Scream 5 the other night. Because I hit on it. I wanted to just watch the trailer. And I was like, wait a minute. Why does it say watch now in Paramount Plus? So I actually texted my niece. I'm like, do we have your Paramount Plus? Because I'm trying to figure out why I have it right now. It's not asking me to pay for anything. She's like, I don't think so. And that's what I was like, oh, no, I got that a while ago. I'm like, how did I never notice? I guess
there's
I never
so many.
clicked on it just assuming we didn't have it. I was like, why even click on it?
But there's so many. So, why would you know?
Right. I don't know. I saw the app there, but they pre-download stuff on your crap all the time to try to make you think it's there, and then you've clicked, and now they think they got you. Like, now we want your email, and that's when I back out. I'm like, no.
See,
I know if you want my email, we're starting to collect my data. Get away from me.
See, Paramount Plus is another one of those that I'm kind of up in the air with a little bit because I paid for a full year because if I do that, I don't think about it. It's paid for. So
yeah, and usually cheaper.
Yeah, and I there are things on there I watch, or have been watching. Like I like watching Young Sheldon every week. Picard just started, so that's a good one. When they did,
I think that's why the hub's got it. Was that? And there's another Star Trek one on there, right?
There's quite a few.
Is the one with Wilson Cruz? Is that on there? I only remember him. Discovery,
or.
Yes, maybe.
That's the other one.
New one.
Yeah, that's the new one that that's one that's been on there. Like that was their flagship promotional.
Well, that's what he watches. So now that I knew that's where it was on, it made sense that he would get it because he loves that show.
So I've been, I'll watch a few of these things. Hell, those Roy Wood Jr. specials, which I can't get enough of, they're on there. So
I got to go look for them now that I know I have it.
Yeah, I watched one last night. That was, I think, his oldest one that they've got on there because it's like 2017, 2019, and then 2021 were the dates of the specials. So about every 2 years. Sure. And they're really kind of timeless in a way because he doesn't really say anything that dates. He
doesn't go
the
super
material.
Political or something. Yeah, where it's like it's not ready anymore.
He'll touch on topics of the day. Like I think in the one I watched last night, he was like come out right to gate with racism and being a black man in the South, and even telling he's like, white people, if y'all like the rebel flag, just hang on to it. He said because it makes it easier for us. No, you can trust.
Right. Well, yeah.
So he's all for it. He's just like, hang on to it.
Is that another version of "Here's your sign"? At least you were wearing it, so I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So something to that effect. It was just pretty funny. But
no, he's funny. He's really funny. So I have no doubt I would enjoy any of them because I've yet to see even just like 10-minute clips from specials that hasn't had me fold in like a lawn chair. He's really good.
He did in that one last night. Probably one of my favorite bits that he does. That would probably be one of those that you could show to anybody, and just because everyone's gone through this. It's about going to McDonald's and just wanting some extra sauce.
Yes. Now your register ain't gonna ring up two short
two honey mustards. Yeah, that's a good one.
That is true.
Now, if it was up to me, I'd give you one. It is up to you.
You're literally there, in charge of it all.
They're with you behind the counter. Just slide it over.
Nobody's got to know a thing.
That's good stuff. I like it.
Yeah, no, he's great.
Hey, what you been playing?
What have I been playing? Well, now I can finally talk about it a little bit. Although, if you'd like to hear my full opinions on it all, I got to play Who Pressed Mute on Uncle Marcus, which is the newest FMV out of Wales and Good Gate Media. Geek to Geek Media with our lovely Troidal Power. Troidal. Go check them out. They're good guys over there. Asked me to write another FMV review. So if you want to hear my full review, of course, you're going to have to go over there and check it out over on the Geek to Geeks Media. But I really liked it.
Good.
I really liked it. It was just enough unique in how it told the story, with more of it being the order of which you would choose people to interrogate each playthrough, which actually would change what you get. And it even changed the scenario just enough to make it not go stale. And the characters are ridiculous and over the top, and you'll most likely hate them all because they're all those like really self-centered, selfish, just large personalities. So I hated them all, which means they all did a very good job. And yeah, I recommend it. It was like a little murder mystery investigative comedy this time, where you try to help solve who poisoned Uncle Marcus. It's your only family member that you like, and after you play the game a few times, you'll totally get why.
Right.
The protagonist hates their family and is always trying to find reasons to get out of family functions because, my God, are they terrible people. None of them are good people, with the exception of your protagonist, and I assume your uncle, Got to be decent enough if you two are getting along. But I definitely recommend it if you like interactive movies. This it's fun. It's just enough different from other ones like they've done before to keep it interesting. And yeah, I had a good time with it. Okay. I also started Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
It came to Xbox Game Pass for PC. You pointed that out to me. Thank you. I had missed a week of poking around on what new came into there. I didn't get far, and I'll tell you, I don't know if it's a PC performance issue, an Xbox Game Pass issue. It crashed on me twice hard. Ooh. And I was about 30, 45 minutes into the game. So I hadn't really done a whole lot. I think I had gotten to the first area where you get to like actually go out and explore. And I was in the menu because something had popped up about an upgrade available. And so I hadn't learned how to do that yet. So when it said the upgrade was available, I was looking through the menu screen like, where the fuck do I upgrade anything? I don't get it. Then eventually found the bench, and now I understand. But it stopped, like my cursor just went away when I was in the menu screen. I was like, well, this is weird. So I gave it a minute. Something might have hitched, you know. It never came back. And then it wasn't even recognizing key prompts. So it finally shut itself down. Mm-hmm. Oof. Okay. When I started it back up, the save file was corrupted. And I had to start all the way over. So I got a little frustrated there. Thankfully, I wasn't very far along. Thankfully, they let you skip dialogue. So I was able to kind of get back to that spot relatively quickly. Mm-hmm. But then it did it again. And so I admit after that second time, I'm like, I'm going to wait. And so I'm just going to like reinstall the entire game or something. Maybe get it completely, you know, deleted from my system and try again. Otherwise, bummer, man, because I'm not able to get further. And it was such a good time. Even if I hated the game, bumping to the music would have been good enough for me. Because my God, what amazing tunes they got on there, you guys. I sat in front of that PC monitor going through the tunes for the longest time. So I'm like, ooh, what do I want? Billy Idol? Ooh, wait, New Kids on the Block? They're actually considered? Okay, yeah, they were like 80s, 89, sure, I guess now they're classics. And I was just having such a fun time going through that with what music I wanted to bump in the ship just while I was talking to my people. So I feel like I will love it if I can get past that first area. But I did get past the boss. Okay. Finally, I guess the last boss or the first boss or whatever you want to, it was the end of that area. I don't know if it's considered the boss or just all of the enemies that come at you when you're trying to get the battery things set up on the planet. So hopefully when I try it later on today, it'll just let me keep playing, because if it crashes again and it makes me start all over, I might just have to be done with it because I don't have that kind of patience.
No, I get that. And that's not the fault of the game. It's the fault of I'm not sure whose fault it is, but it's not the game's fault.
Yeah, and it's like I have a hard time thinking it's not my PC or that it is. I have like when I read the specs, like the specs I have would laugh at the specs it recommends. So I'm just going to say I have well past enough what the game requires. So I don't know if it's a PC performance optimization issue or something with Xbox Game Pass. I didn't dig into it too much more. After the frustration of the second time, I moved on to something else just to be like, I'm not doing this right now, so I don't get my blood pressure raised. I'm like, just want to play the game. But outside of that pretty much took my time this week. What'd you play?
Played some more Horizon finally. I got a little bit more time to play. I can't say that I progressed at all, like farther than I should have. Like I've continued the story somewhat.
Sure.
You know, there was a point where I was.
You want to play.
Yeah, there was a point where I was like, okay, I feel like I've gotten most of what I can do up to this point, because at some point I'm starting to come into contact with areas where they're just like, hey, go into the water, and I'm like, I can't, I will die. So I'm
still waiting for you to give it to me.
Yeah, you've got to give me the thing so I can swim.
Yeah,
like I've chased fish just right off the coast, and it no time at all. She's and I'm like, you just got under the water.
Like, come on, yeah. Regular humans can last like 30 seconds at least, if you know how to swim.
So I've tried not to drown. I think I have drowned at least once, just because I'm just like, all right, swim up. And I've gone in the opposite direction because I hit the wrong button, which, happens. Yeah. But, no, I think I've gotten to where I have to progress the story. I will get there. I keep finding all these amazing armors and weapons, and then it's just like, upgrade it. And I'm like, I don't have everything to upgrade it because you keep telling me to go fight this big giant monster. Or machines, excuse me. They're not monsters, they're machines.
Right.
And, every time I fight them, I don't know what I'm doing wrong not to earn what I need. Some of them I understand. Like, I think they're called sack webbing or something like that. Certain enemies have these big tanks on them, and if you shoot them and then they explode, then you lose the tank webbing. Well, but half the time, it's like right all over them, like the bellowbacks. It's like a big target, and that's where you want to shoot. It's like, where else am I supposed to shoot not to blow that up? Because, I mean, you pretty much turn this into a walking bomb, and if I want what I need, I can't blow up its sack. Where am I supposed to shoot it? So it becomes a challenge.
Sure.
A good challenge, nonetheless. Which, by the way, Dava, you're a genius.
Yeah.
The trap thing did work. Not exactly how I was hoping, but it did the trick. That's all I needed it to do. I even got a brand new weapon. It's one of the shredders. I don't know if you remember those from the original game, but it's like a discus, and you throw it and it shreds off.
I think I remember seeing that.
So
I watched the hubs play more than I did.
Okay. So I've got one that has electricity on it. So what I did is I set up a few, the water bombs. I even set up a few trip wire with electricity in hopes that something would catch. But I knew I had to get it wet before I could shock it. And then, of course, it got the purge water all over it. So then I used the discus with the electricity and finally got it down. And then I whipped out one of my tear arrows, which blew off its tusks, and I was done. And as soon as I was done, I marched right out of there and was like, kiss my ass, I ain't coming back.
Nice.
And then there's an arena that I just opened up where they challenge you to fight, like a pit full of monsters. I keep calling them monsters, machines.
Well.
You know what I mean. Monster machines.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, that's I don't know how I like that. Like I tried, and I went through some, and the best part about doing it is that you can earn medals in which you can trade for really good armor or really good weapons. And I tried to invest in some really good armor that I saw. But as usual, I've got to go kill like 5 or 6 of something super dangerous to get this super rare part. Yeah. So I don't know when I'll get to use that particular armor. Just whenever I get around to it. I did come across a new machine, which is like a Loch Ness Monster type.
Okay.
Like I had gone on this one mission off a coast of the water in which we see, which I'm going to assume is the Pacific Ocean. They haven't said, but I mean,
why not?
Yeah, it's pretty sure it's the Pacific Ocean.
It feels that direction.
Yeah. So there were these machines out there. I went out there, did my job, and I hadn't been out on this part of the coast yet, so I thought, well, I'll look around a little bit. And I was walking along the coast, and I turned to my right. And then there just sits this little head peeking out of the water. I'm like, what in the hell is that? And it was just sitting there just staring at me. Didn't move. And I was like, okay. So there's something under this water. Okay.
Did you go over?
I whipped out an arrow and shot it straight in the head.
That's what we do.
Yep.
Ooh, what is that? Interesting. Kill it.
And it was this big Loch Ness Monster type. It was called the Tide Ripper. Something I've been looking for because I needed its tail to upgrade one of my weapons.
Nice.
So as soon as I saw it, I lit it up and got its parts.
There you go.
And I was like,
Nice.
But then, see, in that moment, he was actually a lot easier than I expected. I refaced this thing in that pit, the arena. Oh no. In a much tighter, confined space, it can fuck you up hard. And being out on the beach, I could just run away and then come back.
Yeah.
So confined spaces in that thing are not exactly the smartest.
Probably not when you're fighting most anything. No. You don't really want to corner yourself.
I beat him, but I don't know how many more times I'm going to go back to the...
Well, how many more tails do you need?
I don't know. I know I need some.
Oh. I was like, how many times do you have to go back?
Well, there are some people that will sell them to you for a right price. You know, you've got to have certain tradable items. That's another thing I've learned about this game is sometimes you find junk, but they're like, this is valuable to sell. And it's like, okay. And it's, ingot and keys and stuff from the old world.
I guess you got to work with what you can. Yeah.
But in that same...
Fallout and bottle caps.
Right.
This is our currency. Yeah.
But in that same category, they'll put Apex Predator Hearts. You know, stuff that you can actually use to upgrade your material. Now, initially, I was just sitting there selecting everything in the section that says valuable to sell and selling it. And then all of a sudden, yeah, now I'm seeing all these things. It's like, hey, if you want to upgrade this, you need, an Apex Thunderjaw heart. And I was like, shit, I had one of them. And I sold it. I was like, yeah, well, I guess you're going to have to go back, man.
Boo.
So, it's fine. And so now I don't sell it. Now I keep every little thing that
does it clog up your inventory?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's just because you have a magical bag. So when your pouch is full, everything goes to your storage. Mm-hmm. So you could be out in the middle of nowhere, and she's like, I'm going to go put this in my storage. And it was like, but how? We're nowhere near the town. And magic. That's what it is. It's magic. They ain't telling you that. Or it could be science. I mean, this is kind of the future past,
right?
Depending on how you look at it. So, anyway, I'm having fun with it. I can't wait to finally get farther. And I just feel like every time I start it, I'm trying to progress the story, and I never get anywhere. And then I finally, it's always like right at the end that I'm starting to progress a little.
There's no rush, though. You can play it however you like. If you're having fun, then...
No, I'm having fun.
Good, yeah.
I guess I keep seeing all these things that I want to do, and the game tells me I can't. You're
not big enough yet.
There was even a mission. They told me it was on hold for now, and I was like, all right, great. And I understood because there's no way to do it. Now it's open, and I thought, okay, did I unlock something? I didn't unlock shit. I don't know why it's telling me I can do this mission now because I still can't fly. So I guess I'm just going to have to continue to wait until I learn to fly.
Levels? Are you level 20,
there's a mission.
21?
No, it's just one of my unlock upgrades with the cauldrons or whatever. I think there's something that I need to unlock, which will then allow me to unlock or override a bird that will help me fly. And I guess the game... wrongly equated that I had this thing because I looked over it and I do not.
Or it's available to you now at whatever you have and you still need to get that last piece or something. That's why I was wondering if there was a leveling system. Like maybe it unlocked because you're now big enough, quote unquote, to do it, but it's not taking into account you don't have everything.
I mean, I've maxed out my levels some time ago.
Oh.
So right now all I'm doing is just dropping in any extra skill points to something.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, it could be a bug. I don't know. Yeah. I was just
and if you're gonna
throwing out ideas.
I'm not complaining here, but I mean, if you're gonna make leveling up, at least for me, so easy, because I don't walk away from a fight. When I've got leveling to do, I'm fighting. Okay. Now that I don't need to level up, it's just like, well, do I need to fight? And I have to question it because I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time fighting here if this machine doesn't have anything I need. So I'm just going to walk away from that. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. But maybe it'll unlock.
You got some news?
There is a little bit of news. Kind of a boring week. But we'll make it fun.
Yeah, what do we got?
So Tequila Works.
Mm-hmm.
We know them. They're best known for Invisible Hours, Guilt, one that we loved over on the Stadias, Groundhog Day VR, plenty of others. Now has Tencent as their majority shareholder of the studio.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. So I guess they have a share in everything gaming at this point, it seems. But Tequila Works actually seems, well, at least public facing, let's put it this way, pretty pleased about the whole thing. Appreciative of the support. I guess it must also be nice to have that money coming into the studio, of course, to make bigger, better, faster, stronger games, however you want. I just feel like Tencent's off to running the world. I just really dislike one company having that much in one space.
Well...
But
be careful now. The mouse is going to come after you if he hears you saying that.
Well, I guess if I'm just missing one day, you know what happened.
But
yeah. So, I mean, what do you think? I just have this bad feeling that are they going to become Epic exclusive? They may not be saying that right now, but we know that's kind of how Epic's been playing ball for trying to get their storefront together, or putting it in your head as an option as a storefront.
Sure.
I guess we'd still have access to it. I guess you wouldn't just be stuck. I just hope maybe that means Guilt will get ported over to something else as opposed to just staying on Stadia, because that's such a great game.
It is.
That more people should be able to play it.
It really needs to come off of that because it's such a disservice to the game.
Yeah, I agree. Really it was a good game, so I definitely hope that means that they'll be able to move it over. I don't know what kind of deal they have with Stadia or contracts or whatever. It might just be where it is, and we have to live with it. But yeah, so we'll see. Tencent, majority shareholder now of Tequila Works as well. And I do like Tequila Works games, so I'm just going to choose to see this as positive right now, and hopefully it just means they'll be able to see their visions through better with just more funding. So that's the attitude I'm choosing for right now until I have been proven otherwise.
Okay.
No reason to get mad anymore. I just can't. Wow. Reggie Fils-Aime, if I'm saying this right, you were showing me this. Fils-Aime?
No. Reggie Fils-Aime.
Fils-Aime. So that's all one word.
Fils-Aime.
I'm not meaning to butcher your name, Reggie. I apologize.
Okay.
I think I've always said Fils-Aime because I'm like of that American where I just, Mr. Fils-Aime.
Well, damn, that's what it said now, ain't it? It's you read that right there. It says Fils-Aime's.
It does. It does. Oh God! But
tell me I'm wrong.
Anyway,
yeah, continue.
Reggie, our old-time lovable Nintendo friend, already stepped down from GameStop. As a board of director there, citing that the company leaders just would not share their vision. And he says since he's been brought on board that there's been no articulated strategy about, what were you planning on doing to bring GameStop back around? And they kept telling him they don't want to tell you because we don't want it to get stolen. We don't want our ideas to be stolen. And Reggie, and I quote, said to me, that is not acceptable. So you're not going to share any vision with me. You're not going to tell me any plans. Do you honestly think he's going to go spreading it on the internet for it to get stolen? What's interesting, though, is this happened in June of 2021 that he stepped down. So it was just now making the news because of the announcement he made at South by Southwest, I guess the Saturday before last now. Because, not this last one, where he spoke about it. So I guess maybe had to wait for things to die down, maybe contracts to be finalized, whatever. But apparently the board was also just rebuffing the ideas that he brought to the table, which confused me because, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought that was the whole point of bringing Reggie on, is that he made Nintendo stuff very successful in that time frame he was there, and that they were bringing him on to bring that genius over there to, move the company forward. So I'm really confused.
I am too. I was, like you said, I thought that's why they brought him on, his expertise in the industry. And giving them a fresh voice, hoping that he would bring something to the table to turn the company around, because he joined when it was a sinking ship.
Right,
and,
before stonks happened and all that kind of stuff where they got a little bump right now. But.
Right, but it's still a sinking ship, and if they're not telling him where the problems are, he can't fix it, so I don't blame him for just being like, you know what, the hell with it.
What am I here for?
Yeah, I'm out.
I'll go to a company that appreciates what I can bring to the table and allow me to do it. So, I don't know. I guess to hell with GameStop. If that's how it went down, I have no reason to doubt that it isn't. But, I mean, if you're not going to sit down and have a conversation about the ideas, and if you already don't trust him to give him the ideas, like, I feel like that's a whole other issue.
Yeah.
If you brought him on and you're so scared to relinquish any of your ideas to the people who would like to chat about it, bat it out, what works, what doesn't. how are you going to grow it? I know they want to
Right.
move more into online. Duh. That's the world now, right? They kind of want to take over maybe gaming online retailer space, which makes sense. It's a shame they didn't start that years and years and years ago. I don't know. It was just an interesting, weird story to me that it happened so long ago. It was just now making the news because I had to keep checking the dates on these articles. I'm like, did we seriously miss this for 7 months? But
I thought
all of them
I
were
remember.
dated March 22. So I'm like, well, okay. Who knows what kind of, red tape you have to go through there before you can say anything, but I don't know. So, I mean, best wishes to you, Reggie. If you want to continue in the space, I hope you find people who will tap into that
But you know
expertise.
what? Good for him for speaking out about it and not just being like, oh, I don't want to speak ill of, If you got something to say, man, say it. Don't let people fall for it. I mean, if they're a bad company, if they're going to do something that's going to cause me to lose money or anybody else, then speak up. Let people know.
Right. Well, best wishes, man. That whole thing still just has me confused, but it was their choice, I guess, to keep him in the dark about stuff. But hey, we had a state of play this week. An interesting one, though, as it focused on only one game. And a game that will not be PlayStation exclusive. So it's just kind of a weird thing that I guess they just put on the funding for the trailers and stuff. But we actually got an entire state of play for Hogwarts Legacy. Like I said, it's not a PlayStation exclusive. They're just the avenue of which they did this advertising. So I just wanted to make clear, whatever service you got, you should be able to play the game. I did watch through a good portion of it, though, or at least tried to get it down to the gameplay portion, as that's what they were supposedly showing off. Did you watch it or any of it?
I watched the condensed 15-minute version where they pretty much showed the gameplay.
Okay. It looks really interesting to me and fairly ambitious. Like, if all of the stuff that they're saying that'll be featured in the game actually fires off properly, I might actually really want to play this game, depending on how much they flesh out the role-playing portion of it.
Right.
Like with the companions. How fully fleshed out does that sort of scenario go, where they were talking about the more friends you make, the more powers you could learn, or so on and so forth. The same with the classroom stuff, because I really liked JRPGs, and I think that little bit of role playing was what really drew me into it. So how fleshed out those mechanics really are and how deep the story and stuff goes, I would be totally on board, even though I'm not a Harry Potter head or whatever they call themselves, the fans. I don't know. Leave me alone. I was a little too old when those came around as popular. I know that's not an excuse. I've just never read them. But it looks like, you're a new character.
Yeah.
And it didn't, make you one of the staples in the books anyway. At the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and you could join one of the 4 houses. Wizard student RPG, right?
Right. Why not?
Siblings, what do you think? I know we have to have some Harry Potter fans out there that really dig the lore and into this stuff. But if they flesh out all the stuff they say it's going to do, I actually think it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, because that would be ridiculous to set this game up
Cyberpunk
around.
promised us a lot of stuff too, so I'm always very cautious with gaming companies anymore until I see them finish the product.
They're just fleshing out a school. They didn't say anything about going outside, did they?
Well, I mean, there was a little bit of an open world aspect, it looked like, to it, because you would eventually learn to fly on your broom so that you could fast travel a little bit more. Okay. Granted, I don't know how much more into adulthood maybe your character would get by the end of it, or if it's just that, but it seemed like there would be at least a semi-open world kind of aspect to it.
Well, see, if they could do something using the idea like they did in Bully, because that was an aspect I liked. I
actually thought of that. That's so funny. Yeah.
You use, because you've got your class times, you've got certain days in which you've got different classes, so you can skip class or you can go to class and, it's just whatever
Learn
you
your
want to do.
potions, your magic, whatever, right?
Which I like. So that could be the same kind of aspect here. You've got your class schedule. Maybe it's a little bit more in depth other than just a mini game, which again, I understood for the times for Bully. That was,
right.
We're talking PlayStation 2 era.
I think so. Yeah.
So
yeah,
understandable. But yeah, this could be really awesome, for a game pitching, because the idea itself sounded really cool. I'd say
lots of fun. Yeah.
I would say it was somewhat disappointed, but not really, in the sense that
In what way?
Surprised that they didn't whip out like a multiplayer, like go to school with all your friends. But at the same time, I can also understand why you wouldn't, because then you could be playing with jerkasses. But hey,
that's always the case, I feel, with multiplayer. And it might be something they do later.
Maybe. I was
like
just sitting
PvP arenas or something with your magic. I could see that, maybe.
Yeah. I was sitting there thinking that, it wouldn't be that dissimilar from regular school, but hey, why not?
Right. Right.
You have to deal with people.
But yeah, I'm optimistic about it. As I just stated, I'm always cautious with most things anymore, especially if it's like a larger studio or something. We've been burned a lot over the last couple years, so I take everything with a grain of salt now. But yeah, if everything goes exactly how they were talking about, at least in this state of play, I could see me being very interested in playing it. And it does seem like they're aiming for the end of 2022, around the holidays. At least that's what it said at the end. Obviously, that can change. Everything seems to get delayed. But as long as you're delaying it to finish it, keep it baking in the oven, make it good. Totally do that. And I want to see more gameplay mechanics. I just want to see how the combat and stuff feels.
Sure.
Because that did feel very MMO-ish to me. Or just RPG in general, I guess I could say, with the way the combat is. So yeah, I don't know. Color me interested for the first time in a Harry Potter game. Or I guess it's not a Hogwarts game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Harry might be in there at some point. I don't know. Just as like a cameo or whatever.
It's the Wizarding World.
That's world.
Their label.
There you go. So in that world. So go check it out if you want. It was about a 20-minute. I want to say you're right. About 15 minutes was about the meat of the whole thing, if you want to just watch them going through the world. And of course, they did put at the beginning that it was, in-game footage and camera angles are adjusted for trailers and stuff. So that's why I always have to just kind of wait. I feel the marketing, the way we do it anymore.
Now, I got to ask you, because this is a topic I heard that got brought up about it. Do you feel like supporting this game is supporting J.K. Rowling? I want to be completely honest that I'm not sure I understand the gravity of that entire situation. I
was not, like I said, a J.K. Rowling fan. I never read the books. I didn't have any ties to it. It is, I should have looked it up more. Is she actually involved in this at all, or did they buy the name and the rights to it and just made their own? I didn't look into that. I should have.
I don't know to what degree she is, but I guess it's, even if she's not, I think you're supporting something that she created. Now, look, it's kind of like the Star Wars thing where they say at some point the fans own it. And I really hate to think that this franchise couldn't be put into the hands of other people. I get where the hate's coming from. She said some hateful shit as far as I know. I'm not supporting her. I'm not nothing. But there's a franchise here that means so much to so many people that has fuck all to do with her. I know she created it.
Right.
But they love the world. They love everything about it. And I don't feel like it's fair to... They're not supporting her. They just love the Harry Potter. They love the Hogwarts and the Wizarding World. They love that.
Right.
They love it. Not her. Right. So I feel like you can...
I think my concern with this conversation is there's so much nuance to it. And if you don't have the monolithic overall opinion on it, you just get roasted for it. So I think that's why I never inserted myself in that conversation, because it didn't hit me personally. I didn't really have any ties to her, the books, the series, the nothing. And sometimes you just feel like your opinion's not welcome. You're not allowed in that conversation anyway. So I never really did any due diligence to look into it a whole lot. And the little bit I did see, it seemed like there was so much nuance that people weren't willing to discuss that I just kind of went, you know what? This didn't seem like a conversation for me. Like, well, I had no ties to it or any opinions based on my past experiences or anything. You know what I mean?
Again, I'm not trying to put her in the spotlight for this or talk about her in general. I just don't want fans of the Wizarding World to feel guilty about playing this or enjoying the world. Mm-hmm. Because unless it is outright being homophobic or racist or something that really paints a bad picture for the actual story,
right,
then allow the people to enjoy a thing and don't criticize them for enjoying it because it has nothing to do with this person over here. They're not sitting there putting her up on a mantle saying, J.K. Rowling, she just created my whole universe. Now, if they're doing that, fine. But I doubt it. I doubt it. Right. They're all looking
I'm sure there always is some.
If I found out tomorrow that Stan Lee was the biggest racist in history, that'd crush me.
Sure.
But I would have to, I feel like I could still enjoy the characters because it's not just about one man.
That's always the conversation, though, right? Separating the art from the artist. Can one do it? And maybe that's just something you as an individual has to decide for yourself.
Yeah, but don't criticize these people for enjoying.
Yeah, let people enjoy things
because they want to be wizards. They're not. They don't give a damn about all that other stuff that bitch said. They just want to be wizards. They want to get sorted into a damn house. Leave them alone. That's all I'm saying.
Oddly, though, I don't feel like I've seen any of that chatter. But granted, I do try to take myself off of Twitter for the entire weekend. Mm-hmm. Like, I like to give myself that break. So I haven't seen any chat. Maybe there has been, and I just haven't seen it because I haven't been seeking it out. I haven't seen anybody saying to boycott or not buy or whatever yet. There may be. I've not seen it. And usually those are the first thing that'll throw up on your timeline because people love to complain.
Oh, yeah.
It's clickbaits. People, if your blood pressure raises, you're on the site longer, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. Personally, all of that stuff aside, I think it looks like a fun game, just taking it for the game for what it was and what I saw. And I could definitely be interested in it. So we'll see what happens if it doesn't get delayed. Or if I'm not allowed to later. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see. That Indie ID at Xbox also showcased this week. It did focus on some indies, which we had talked about, I think, the week before. So if you missed the event, I believe it was just Saturday or Friday. Very recent. Just a slight recap of some of the games that caught my eye. And then, if one's caught yours that I didn't say, of course, chime on in. But I had been following this one for a while. I was happy to see a full trailer for it finally, because I remembered wishlisting it way before when it had a working title. But I follow Sam Barlow on Twitter. I'm a fan of the interactive movies he's created in the past. So as soon as I knew he was attached to this project, I wishlisted it right away. So another interactive movie. It looks like this one's going to be a trilogy altogether, where you're trying to find what happened to the actress Marissa Marcel, exploring lost footage from her lost movies. So she made 3 movies, but none were released. So Sam Barlow made Her Story. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about Her Story. He did Telling Lies. I'm sure you've heard me talk about that. So I'm here for it. I want to see it. Immortality Trilogy. Yay! just to see some movement on it on the Steam page, because I think it was like mermaid something at first. I don't know. The working title changed a lot, and all of the imagery they were putting on the Steam page kept changing and getting weirder and more bizarre. So when I saw that as one of the first things announced, I was like, yay. So it'll be coming to Xbox Game Pass also. But I'm probably just going to buy this because I like to own these ones.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm excited. Another FMV for me. The other one, Flintlock Siege of Dawn. I feel this is one you're going to love, Steven.
Why is that?
Souls-like game.
No.
We only got a cinematic trailer, so again, by now, you know me. I need gameplay before I allow myself to be excited, but been described as a Souls game, so I knew you would love it. Another open world RPG where guns and gods collide. Actually, the trailer looked pretty cool as far as the ambiance around the game. Obviously, as soon as they said it was like a Souls-like game, I tapped out because we've discussed it ad nauseum here. So I'm sure everyone listening is very aware that we don't like to be stupid pissed the entire time we're playing video games. But that's also aiming for a 2022 release. So if you're into indies and you want a game like that, there you go. Support an indie team. Escape Academy just looked like a silly little escape room game, but I was kind of here for it. It's an escape room puzzle game from 8-Bit. And I don't know, it looked fun. It didn't look groundbreaking, but the colors were nice and bright. The themes looked fun. And I could see me giving it a once through, right? Nothing about it makes me feel like I'm going to play it over and over again. Just depends on if, I'm too dumb for the puzzles, I guess is usually what it boils down to with puzzle games for me. Can I figure it out? But yeah, hopefully it's like a $10 thing or whatever, and then I'll go through it. That's about the only ones that legitimately caught my eye. There were other games, of course. Curse to Golf. So it looked like another, kind of a golfing game with beautiful courses, luscious greens, natural water features, insane hazards. So just like a wacky kind of golf game. Whale Fall, which the art was a little interesting to me. It was more, why can I really should learn the names of art styles, but more like a cartoon, not CGI or anything like that. Like a combination of an SRPG, JRPG, in a fantasy world. So, I mean, I know a lot of people who listen to the podcast enjoy those kind of fantasy games. So definitely might want to check that one out if you're looking for a new one. And then Tunic, which actually is already out. And I've been hearing people talk a lot about, where you're playing the little fox with the tunic and I don't know. It looks adorable. I don't know if it's one that I'm necessarily into. It looks adorable, and I've already heard some good things about it. So, you could go check it out if you wanted to see the other ones that was there. It wasn't like a mountain of games or anything, but those are the ones that caught my eye that they were talking about. But there's about 20 here. So a good amount of indies to go through for something new to play. And that's all my big news. I got a few quickets for us, but I don't know if there was any news you wanted to bring up before I moved on to our...
Well, I've got one little quicket, and
okay.
I don't know if it would be... I'm going to gamble. 99% sure this is not on your list.
Okay.
Because when I saw it, it was exciting for me. It might not be exciting for everybody else, but it's exciting for me. I'm excited. Because I didn't even know this was happening. Developer Wide Right Interactive. They did What the Dub and Freedom Finger.
Okay. Actually, What the Dub just went on sale on my wish list over the weekend. Okay. So,
well,
a little familiar with them.
They have apparently developed or been working in secret on a Rift Tracks game, which they are going to release on May 5th on all platforms.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't have that on there.
So
excellent.
If you're a fan of the Mystery Science Theater and Rift Tracks concept, there's going to be a game.
That's fun.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in.
Let's try it. Yeah, a new concept. I'm
all for it.
I am all for it.
I would say it's probably in the vein of
Track,
What the Dub.
say, huh?
Yeah, Riff Tracks.
Okay.
Have you ever heard? You know Riff Tracks.
I just
Come
want
on.
to make sure I was spelling it right.
Riff,
For the game
R-I-F-F.
itself.
Yes.
Like, you could have said it's like Riff Tracks. You know what I mean?
No. It is
Clarity.
Riff Tracks, the game.
For me.
So
Cool.
you'll have Mike Nelson and Kevin Murphy. And,
They actually got the voices.
Yeah.
Too. Oh,
No, they're all in it.
the gang's all here. All right.
The other guy's name, Bill. Come on, I can pull.
Oh my God.
I'm so disappointed in myself.
Oh, I'm terrible with people's names anyway.
I can see him clear as day. Corbett. There we go.
I was gonna say you guys will hear my clickies because
And I didn't look that
I
up.
already got it. No, I just
didn't
give
look
up.
that up.
I don't allow my brain to do anything anymore.
Well, I was just because you can confirm or lie.
Right.
I didn't look it up.
I mostly do both of those. You're correct.
But anyway, that's all of the
But
quick
with
that I had.
confidence.
I was excited. May 5th, Rift Tracks, the game, Steam, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to hurry up and wish list it before I forgot because I just know me. I'll move on with my day. So my first quick, it probably won't even end up being that quick. So I might have been a liar. So a medium it, I don't know. But there's a new game from Supermassive that they just kind of announced this week. Supermassive Games coming our way. June 10th is the projected release date. The Quarry. So published with 2K. And first thing you're going to notice is all of their budget went to the actors, clearly, because, dear God, the volume of star power they got for this. So it seems to be told in the typical Supermassive Tale way, which I'm about, don't get me wrong, where, you know, you're playing a very story-focused game, moving around, probably QTEs, things of that nature. 9 teenage counselors struggle to survive the night. David Arquette. I noticed Dewey right away. I know he's done more, but I either think of Dewey or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. As soon as I see David Arquette, those are the two things that come into my mind. Justice Smith. Skylar Gisonda, which I've just been seeing him a lot lately. Mostly on Netflix, I guess, but just seems like over the last year, he's been in everything. So good for you, Skylar. You're booking a lot. Ted Raimi.
Yeah.
Hello.
That was
as soon
such
as I saw Ted, I'm like, what?
It's so quick, but then you know his face. If you've ever seen it, you're just like, oh, that's dude.
Yup. And of course, Lance Henriksen, we had to mention. A long time in the horror genre, you know. Ethan Suplee.
Dude looks like...
Right?
Couldn't even recognize him.
When they said his name at the end was when it was, because I knew he had lost a ton of weight. I don't think I had seen the end result, if you will.
Sure.
So as soon as they said his name, because I'm like, wait, my name is Earl Dude? Really? I knew he was working on that path. And then I went to look it up afterwards. And dear God, man's got a 6-pack. Yeah, you almost can't recognize him. Yeah, you look him dead in the eyes, and that's when you could tell. He also looked like he grew a beard and all this stuff. So it's just a huge transformation. So good for you, man. That was your goal, and that's something you wanted to do for yourself. So you could tell that was a lot of hard work because he was definitely a larger individual. So good for him, since that was the choice he wanted to make for himself. But all that star power, I have to ask, do you think that's going to detract from anything? Do you feel like it had to be beefed up with the star power?
Well, I feel like it's some way to attract people's attentions, because you see these, actors that and you recognize, like David Arquette, and you're going, that looks kind of cool. So it's a way to draw people in. I don't feel like their performances are going to hinder the game in any way. I feel like they'll benefit. But I could also see where, if that's where your budget's going, then you're going to let other things slide, or you're not going to polish them up as proper. I would hope
that had to be a pretty penny.
Yeah.
With, SAG rates and all that.
I mean, the first, Until Dawn had its actors, but Not,
I
and
feel
this
like
is,
they've always gotten a couple of recognizable faces for theirs so far, right? Even
But-
in their anthologies.
and understand, I don't mean any disrespect to the cast of Until Dawn, but at the time, I don't feel that any one of those people, except
Would've
for
made a
maybe
difference.
Hayden
Panettiere or
Panettiere.
Thierry. I'm
Yeah.
never sure which way is correct, but yes.
she would have been like the bigger name.
For then, yeah, because that was
For
closer
then.
to Heroes, right?
Yeah,
Ending?
well-
So we kind of knew her a little bit.
Yeah.
Her face was around a little bit more then.
Yeah.
She might be now for all I know, and I just haven't seen it.
But there was something like the cast itself. It was just like, oh yeah, I know that person. I know that person too. Oh yeah. But there was not like this big name except for maybe like Peter Stormare, who was
Well,
like
what's the dude, Mr. Robot?
yeah,
'Cause he
Rami
was coming
Malek.
up
Now,
pretty big then too. Yeah,
but
so-
I didn't even
not as
recognize him.
huge.
Yeah, like when that
Oh,
game
really?
came out, I didn't know who he was.
Oh, I
And
had already
then-
been watching Mr. Robot, so I think that was how I knew him. But the only thing I knew him from at the time.
But now it's like you see him all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, he blew up not because of that game, but just
No.
after that,
Yeah.
obviously.
During
So-
that time frame.
Again, no offense to the cast. I'm just saying that I don't feel that any of those actors were huge actors
That's
of
fair.
the time.
At the
you
ti-
know,
yeah,
they
that's
were
fair.
known, but not
Like
big.
a cult following would have known who they were or something to that.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. Hayden would have been the first one because she had definitely been around probably a lot longer at that point. And wait, she does some Dallas show, right? Like a singer.
Does she? Nashville.
Nashville. Okay. I don't know if that's still on, but I was like, wait, I knew I had seen her something recently. Never watched
I live near Nashville.
it. Is that a song?
I
Did
don't
you
know.
make it up?
I'm just making it up as
it
I
could
go
have been.
along.
With country music, I'm like, that could be a song. So yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful for it. I'm a little fearful of the tropiness of it all because I
Sure.
feel like we've all seen the teenage camp counselors trying to survive the night. And that's my only concern is I feel like we've done this story so much in movies and this, that, or the other. So I'm hoping it's not trope after trope after trope after trope. Or if they are, try to make it a little more unique or put a spin on it, you know, because I feel like even in Until Dawn, I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I've actually loved a lot of Supermassive games, all of them that I've played so far. But I don't want it to be where they're making all sex jokes again. And then, oh, they went and ran off together. And, oh, now they're going to get attacked because they're doing some risque behavior. Or, you know, I'm just kind of tired of the whole sex cliche, last woman standing if they didn't F anybody the whole night. You know what I mean? Kind of trope. So I'm hoping they do something a lot different to the camp slasher cliche genre is all I'm saying. It's always teenagers.
Sure.
It's always getting attacked. There's always something. So I want to see something different in that thing. That's the only thing I'm worried about is that I feel like I've already seen it before it's even come out. But we'll see. Anyway, like I said, medium it wasn't that quick because I wanted to ask questions. So what do you think, siblings, though? Like, is this something you're stupid excited for? Do you not care if they fall into the tropes? Do you hope they really do and make it funny and try to make it their own? You know, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Next, Quicket. If the leaked prices for the RTX 3090 Ti are true, this thing is way out of most people's price range, and I think you need to go back and rethink this through. But listings were spotted on a Canadian retailer site as upwards of $4,000.
Jesus.
Now, that could be Canadian, and I know the dollar is stronger than the Canadian dollar, but still, that's too much. Like, even if you're trying to do the price difference between the two currencies, I don't know. But it was a little mind-blowing to see the RTX 3090, 1500, that the 3090 Ti all the way up to 4K. Like, whoa. Now, I understand this thing's going to be a beast. Beefy, freaking best card on the market if everything works exactly how it's supposed to work. Yes, I have to add that to everything these days. If everything works the way it claims it's supposed to. Jesus Christ. I just don't even know what to say more about that. And again, this was like leaked from a Canadian site, so hopefully we'll just find out this was a mistake. But I don't know. With the way chip shortages have been, maybe they're just, if you want it,
Yeah, no.
gonna have to be expensive to maybe keep them from having to make a crap ton because they won't be able to fulfill. Maybe to try to scare away some miners, although I think the miners are just going to be all in regardless.
Yeah,
I feel like
no.
they'll spend whatever amount of money to get as many cards as they need.
Yeah, it's I don't like it.
I just can't wrap my head around how you go from the 39. I mean, I know Titan better, sure, but 1,500 to 4,000. I don't know,
that's
man.
insane.
So, again, this was leaked off of a Canadian site, so I'm just hopeful it was wrong, but I don't know. The way the prices of these things are these days, they might. Moving on, a rare Pokemon sold at an auction this week. Yeah, the Snap Magikarp card, which apparently there's only one or there's 20 in existence. Or should be 20 ever rotated. How many is actually left, we don't know. But we know for sure of one that was sold at an auction for 5 million yen or $136,000 USD. Go find the other 19 people.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if they're going for that much, hopefully you don't find the 20th because maybe people will be over it by then. But
Yeah.
that always blows my mind when I see these collectible cards. Just this little cardboard. Phew. It's just people with FU money collecting those things.
Oh, yeah.
And the only other quick hit I have is GDC starts this week. So let's have some fun next week. It's going to be going on Monday through Friday. So get those announcements. We'll be watching it up. I'm excited to see what comes out of it. I'm just waiting for that Roberta Williams announcement and see what it is that Sierra fans will love. I'm really curious. I hope it translates into today's times well.
I can't think of anything that I'm expecting or looking forward to.
That's the only one I'm expecting, and the rest I'm just hoping to be surprised at if anything comes our way. Because I mean, it's just it's a conference for a lot of different things, so it's not going to be just necessarily gaming focused or whatever. But I'll keep my eye on it because you never know what's going to come out of it. And I do have one weird. I don't know if it's a weird news, interesting news, something I just wanted to throw in there that didn't really fall into any category.
Okay.
But so there's a Russian online retailer named Wilderberries that caught some thievery this week. I didn't get very far. 3 workers at one of its warehouses just kind of very casually sauntered off with about 20, 30, 70 Ti GPUs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe that the retail price due to the situation over there, obviously, with the Russian ruble being, not as strong these days, you could retail it at about $38,000 with the pricing of inflation with how their ruble is doing. So, $38,000 worth of GPUs. And it's funny because it was all on video. So this is why I don't understand if you work there. How do you not know there's not going to be cameras everywhere, people?
Yeah.
I watched the video. They're just pushing a little cart just as calmly as can be out to the hall, to a stairwell. Stuffed them under a stairwell. Camera is still perfectly on them, mind you. And you see one go out the window. And then the other one drops them down. And then presumably the third person probably just had the car that they were gonna get away with.
Sure.
All of that caught on camera. Not a single step was missing. Pushing it through the hallway, down into the stairwell, throwing them out a window. And then they even had cameras outside that saw the dude catching the boxes. They were eventually caught, though, trying to go to a pawn shop and sell it. And having that many GPUs, it seemed like the owner was a little sus and called the cops. And sure enough, we're not actually sure how many were recovered, though. Like, they did manage to sell a few. So it looks like maybe they hit up a couple of places, but I don't know how many were recovered. But yeah, just to casually saunter out with 20 GPUs like that is what blew my mind. Any place you work, you should know if there's cameras or not. Whether you know where they are, that could be a company decision to keep you honest. But every step of the way was caught, so it's just, whew, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. But that's all I got. That's all I got that caught my eye. I don't know. Celebrating. I don't know
Well,
what we're doing. Happy 200.
I mean, I would like to say we're celebrating big, but, in typical Super Mega Crash disappointing fashion, only got 2. I'm
We
surprised
love
we
our
even got
lurkers.
2.
Maybe people just don't want to participate.
Yeah, it's
That's
fine.
fair. I don't want to a lot myself.
I was trying to make it easier because I know I asked a lot when I asked people to send an email. So I made a form.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Because I thought it would just make shit easier. But alas, no. So, yeah, I'm a little bitter at your siblings, okay? I was just...
Aw.
Even just like a little congrats, man. Would have been nice. I was going to say your name.
Congratulations.
I wasn't asking for much. I wasn't asking for much at all. I just wanted to see if people wanted their name shouted out on the podcast because that's what I was going to do for you. But no, there's only 2 people get their name shouted out.
Oh, no.
And
well, that's okay.
For the sake of fun, because, I like being fun, we've got 2 messages.
Yeah.
I have not listened to either one of them, so we're going to listen to them.
Oh, is it audio?
Yeah, audio. So
Ooh.
We're all going to listen to them together for the first time.
Okay.
And that way we can all kind of have our own reactions to it. Now, the first one is from our good friend Eric Slater.
Aw, yes.
Because he's an amazing podcaster. He's got so many shows going on. We're talking like Podcasters Assemble. He's got his Epic Fails of History. And then he's doing this Super Switch Club thing all the time.
Busy Beaver.
I'm sure there's others I'm forgetting right now. Those are just the ones that kind of popped off my head. Comic Zombie. Yeah, that's all I can come up with. All right, so we're going to listen to Eric's...
That's pretty good from off the top of your head, too.
Yeah. So we're going to listen to Eric's message right now.
Hey, Steven and Lacia. This is Eric from Epic Fails of History and Podcasters Assemble. Just wanted to congratulate you both on the 200th episode of Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo. Seriously, that's a huge accomplishment. You two are both a big inspiration. I appreciate all the positive energy you bring each week, and I'm honored to consider you among my podcasting comrades. Keep up the good work, and I'm looking forward to many more hours of nerdy goodness from the Pencil and Paper Podcast Network. Mazel tov!
Aww, listen to that. I just
Thank
couldn't
you.
stop smiling the whole time. That was so sweet.
Thank you so much, Eric. Like I said, we admire the work that you do, man.
Very much.
Just like non-stop podcasting. It just seems like there's a new show every week.
Good quality content.
Tons of people even helping you out. Like I'm jealous of that. You got people editing your podcast all over the place.
Right.
That's amazing.
I don't know how. So it's all Steven.
Yeah. I mean, how they do it. Even I've told them there's a part of me that would love to take on the challenge of editing one of those Podcasters Assemble episodes.
Yeah.
But it just seems so daunting that I don't know if
It
I
does seem like it would be very overwhelming. And they've
Like,
got it to a science, you know?
I feel like I would have to have all the time in the world, and I just don't have that. And I would get in my head that I'm doing it wrong or something.
This would be my little secret. I'll just tell you right now. I think if I were the editor, that first person to send me like a 20-minute one, you're out. I told you 10. I have 20 people. That's why I wasn't invited. I'm sure I'd be like, nope, they don't listen to rules.
Nope.
So
Doesn't matter. All right.
I'm sure that has to happen quite often where he sees the size and goes, come on, guys, what did I say? But I don't know.
So anyway, yeah, we got...
But thank you so much, Eric. That was very sweet and very appreciated. And
yeah,
I just brought a big smile. So
it means a
you.
lot.
That was very kind.
You know, I try to do the same for everybody else. You know, I want to share. I want to get your names out there. I want you to grow, just the same as we want to grow. But at the same time, I'm just kind of
gotta call out the good stuff and the good people we meet along the way. Because my God,
that's how it works.
People.
Now, like I said, I got a second one. Do you want to play a guessing game and figure out who that might be?
Well, you said audio though, right? So
Yeah.
that to me, I'm like, I don't know that. Would Dava send an audio?
David did send an audio.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was trying to think. I was like, would he send an audio? I know he's very active with us on Twitter. Okay.
Because, I saw...
Well, I knew he had done a Twitter, so I didn't know if he was going to send, something else.
No, but, I mean, I personally was of the impression that if I could count on one person, it would be Dava.
I know.
And, that's not to slight Eric at all. Like, he chimed in. I just mean that if I knew, if I expected at least one, it would be Dava.
Right.
That's all I'm
Although
saying.
we did have lovely tweets.
We did.
I will say we did have lovely.
Did we have lovely tweets? I guess I haven't been on
At least
Twitter
there was
today.
like 2.
Okay, well, maybe I'll have to go back and look. Maybe that's why I'm being bitter.
People just put them everywhere, and now we don't know where to find them.
Okay, well, here we go. Our message, or the message from our pal, Dava.
Hello, Internet. Happy Monday! No, neither of those sound right. I can't do it as well as either of you. Hello, people of Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo, the Super Mega siblings. My name is Dava Palladion, and you've probably seen me on Twitter, but you've never actually heard my voice before, except for the two of you behind the microphone. Hey, you two, how's it going? I just wanted to pop in real quick and congratulate you both for 200 episodes of the podcast. Unbelievable. I cannot believe that you're putting out this quality content every week for free for all of us to enjoy. If you had to ask me if you're going to get 200 more, well, signs point to yes. And I'm really looking forward to hearing more of it. Great work, you two. And good work to Todd, too, and everybody else at the Palace of Megapixels. And I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. Till next time, friends.
Aw, Dava, thank you. He's so good to us. He's good people.
He is. He really is.
I appreciate that.
And see, even just those little warm, fuzzy messages, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm doing something good. I'm enjoying myself. I got caught on my words there.
I was going to say, do you need me to slap you on the back there and get you restarted?
Would have helped. I'm enjoying what we do. People are enjoying what we do. That helps make us enjoy it even more. Knowing that people are enjoying what we're doing and we're enjoying what we're doing. Mm-hmm. It inflates it just so much more because it's just like, I'm happy just talking to you.
Yes.
But the fact that other people can just enjoy the conversation.
Enjoy us just being dumb together a couple hours a week.
It's nice. It's
We're
nice.
talking about games, fun stuff. Well, I had to say, Troidel was very kind and sent us both messages saying, that he enjoyed listening to it each week.
Yes,
and that,
he has.
So that's why I was thinking that just people took different avenues with how they sent stuff to us. So that was also very kind and immediately made me smile as well. So thank you for that message, because when he told me that, it was just something a little small and sweet like that. I was just like, oh, thank you. It's just really... It's nice to know there's some people enjoying it, and that's all that matters. I'm having fun.
Oh, yeah.
I like the excuse to hang out with my bestie a couple hours a week because I can't peel him away any other time of the week.
Not my fault.
He's got a life and children and stuff, and I'm just lame. So
not my fault.
One day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to see if I missed anything.
Yeah, I was just trying to pop through Twitter to see because sometimes I'll bookmark stuff, but then
Well, sometimes, maybe like you shared one or you did a retweet, and then they say it on your retweet, so I don't get to see it.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So maybe you do have messages, and I just didn't see it because they're on your retweet, not mine.
That's
but
fair.
I don't know that.
I gotta be better with tweeting, just more than Happy Monday, siblings.
But everybody likes Happy Monday. That's like your catchphrase.
That's true, but I'm just saying, my whole timeline's just that. Happy Monday, Happy Monday, Happy Monday, Happy Monday.
I don't even have... I don't have a catchphrase, do I? I don't feel like I do. Because I say everything else but... And you're just like, Happy Monday.
Yeah.
And that's your thing.
Well, I used to just... Yeah, I do that even at work. When I would, walk into work, Happy Tuesday or Happy Wednesday, whatever it was.
But, sometimes people need that. I don't have a catchphrase. It's fine. I don't need one. And it's not like
but I loved him saying it, though, his Happy Monday. I loved it. brought a smile.
So I guess the question becomes now, since we've gotten through our praise category.
I'm sure there's plenty more. I don't want to sound bitter because, like, it's in my defense, even I'm more of a lurker when it comes to people's content as well. I rarely engage or comment or do anything. And that doesn't mean I'm not enjoying or loving the crap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I find a lot of the times when people are enjoying stuff, they're usually a little more quiet about it. Now, if we would have pissed someone off, I feel like we would have heard about it 10 times over.
Sure.
So I just try to keep that in mind as well, that I'm an individual that doesn't engage that much either. That could just very well be the case. So every one of you who listens and downloads and does that through the week, Steven sees you. I don't have access to analytics, but Steven sees you. So
I know you're there.
We know you're out there, and we love you, and thank you. And even if you didn't want to participate, I think we still love you just as much.
Oh, yeah.
You're enjoying it in
I
your
mean,
own
look,
way.
there are times I'll listen to my podcasts, and with the exception of Podcasters Assemble, it's when they're like, hey, contribute, hey, send us a message, hit us up or call us or whatever. And I'm like, sure. Like, I would love to. I would love to. Conan O'Brien. They have, like, he has these bits where
Conan needs a friend?
Yeah, Conan needs a fan. He actually talks to people who call in and they get the information. And I would love to do that. But when I sit there and think about it, it's just like, what am I going to say? I mean, like Conan.
Oh, I'm sure he will figure out ways to keep it forward. That man's never at a lack for things to talk about.
Right. But it's the idea of, why don't I just do it? It could be a fun time. Like, he may control the entire conversation, the whole narrative. Mm-hmm. The opportunity's there. Right. I could do it if they chose me. Granted, I'm sure I would have to be chosen, but...
Sure, yeah.
Why don't I do it? Why don't I send emails to these other shows that say, hey, send us a line sometime? And you listen to all these wonderful messages and be like, hey, I'd like to say something too. Do I? No.
Nope. Yeah. See, we're just as guilty.
I'm just giving you hell because I'm your big brother and that's what I do. Yeah.
Like, we're allowed to get angry at siblings for petty reasons, and then we'll all be fine next week.
Right. What are we looking forward to in the next year or the next 100?
The next 100 episodes. Well, I'll just put you on blast now. If Steven will ever play my favorite FMV game, that would be a really nice thing to talk about on the pod for me. So yeah, I'm just going to try to guilt you now because I know. I gave him the key, guys, like months ago.
I do have it downloaded.
And
I've yet to
nothing.
sit here and play it.
So I'm going to make that guilt out for everyone unless he edits this out. If there's a weird gap.
No, I'll leave it in.
He just rolled his eyes.
I'll leave it in. Just because.
And I'm sure there's probably something you've asked of me, right, that I've just not done. Call me out if you remember.
Let's see.
Maybe that's something we can try to force each other to
I mean,
do.
I have asked my sister here to play No Man's Sky with me, because everything's cross-play and everything now, so it doesn't matter where you play as long as you're playing. And I could just give you a friend code.
Well, we have the game, right? I'm allowed to just make my own profile with it, I would imagine, right? Yeah,
but
I would just be starting from zero. But yeah.
I'm just saying, you let's play.
Let's do it.
Let's all get in the ship and we just explore ships and new planets together and whatever.
I'd be the one picking the flowers. Like, I got this for you, bro. Here you go. How do we get this mountain out from under your house? I got you.
Yeah. Or even worse, while you're picking flowers, I'm shooting sentinels because I'm aggravating them, and then now they're attacking you because I stirred them up like a damn hornet's nest.
Like, what the hell did I do?
It's like, why?
Look at the pretty flowers. Oh, I get it now. You had to.
Anyway.
Get rid of me.
While we're talking about 200, I hope everybody enjoys the icon. In fact, I'm going to post one without the title. So if you've seen it, it's got the logo in the middle. So I'm gonna post one on Instagram, sans the logo, so you can actually see every single icon.
Yeah.
I threw in a few bonus icons, things that maybe they didn't publish initially, because I had to fill some space. Once I got
for the math for it to look right.
For everything to just line up, everything is uniform. I got to everything, and I was like, all right, $199, and then when I get to $200, I put like the main logo that you kind of see for everything else, and then I was like, but I seem to be short about, and I was like, oh shit, there's about 15 slots I got to fill.
Oh no, that's a lot actually.
So I started digging. So what I had to do initially is I didn't post all the specials, like all the minis, all the packs. So I thought, well, okay, I'll just put in a few here and there, and then that'll pack it in. And then by the time it was getting done, I had to stick those back in there to fill space. And I was like, all right, so what else have I got? So I really started digging to try and find items that I had put on there at some point.
Yeah.
And they had, gotten away from me. So I was just, I filled the space.
I think it looks good, though. I think you made it work. So, heck yeah, man. Good job.
I'm proud of it. It was, once I had the math down, it was, even moving them was simple. Because if I had to put one in place to try and keep it consistent with the timeline, I could just be like, okay, I'm going to move this block here, and then I'm going to move this one over here, and then just scoot it all. So it became an easier task.
How much of a walk down memory lane? Right? Everyone has seen the icon, I'm sure, by now. Hopefully. You better.
Yeah. I plan on tagging people on Instagram. So people can see
it made me reach out to some people that I hadn't talked to in years. Or, oh my gosh, it's been that long since I've reached out. So yeah. Aww.
So yeah, if you got tagged in the picture, just know it was because I was trying to make sure that you remember you were part of the 200.
Right?
Somewhere.
All along the way.
Whether you were in one episode, more than one episode, doesn't matter. You were part of the journey.
It was when I saw my picture thing float up. I went, oh, yeah, I remember the first time I was just a guest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the way back in episode 6. Just think about that.
Just a guest.
Just a guest. Because we thought
like I was going to be some big-time streamer.
I mean, hey, when we had her on, that was big for us. We were just like, man, we're gonna get, like, Lacey of Finland's going to be on here. This is a big deal. It's like, y'all don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, because to us, it was a big deal. You were out in Twitch world, and you had friends, and it was like, we ain't got nobody.
Doing all right at the time, yeah.
And people were talking to you all the time, and it was just like, hey, she kind of get us some numbers. Maybe she'd tell people to listen to this.
I was being used. No.
And then I came back around, I snatched you up again. I was like, you're going to host, damn it.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
I was very touched when you asked me that. I was like, really?
Because we needed...
Will people listen to me? No.
Yeah, we needed balance, I felt like. The whole purpose...
PC and the chick, right? So,
yeah.
There you go.
Because, I was kind of like the pro Nintendo, and, I still support Nintendo to the point, but at the same time, I didn't have an Xbox, I didn't have a PC, and then Todd, he's over here with his PlayStation, and he's gushing on them all the time. PlayStation. I swear to God, he'd get down on both knees if they get. I'm telling you,
they gave him the opportunity.
Yep, he would. He would do it
anyway. The way you want to love them, right?
But I'm just saying that I felt like we needed a voice. I felt like we needed to change things up. And the third host, also being female, adds another layer. I still feel like we could change it up still and have like a third voice of sorts, but I don't know where that goes. Like, what voice do we need for the show?
Right.
That we're not advocating.
What maybe facet of gaming some of you are interested in, but we just don't hit because that's just not our area of interest or expertise. Yeah. With Todd going, that was a bummer. I was still hoping we could snag him back up, but I realized, just life and being an adult, and sometimes you just you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
So maybe we need to have him back just as a guest one day.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying that we have.
I haven't fought with Todd in a very long time.
Like, I'm not saying
he's
that
probably not even listening to this. This is.
Oh,
the thing.
he is
So, Todd,
absolutely not
if
listening
you're
to
hearing this, no, we'll just test it. You have to respond to the Twitter, to the tweet. After you're done listening, you have to respond to it. Pretend like you support your siblings still, Todd. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be the bratty sister right now. You don't love us anymore, and you don't talk to us anymore. Okay, well, me. I know Steven actually sees him in person all the time. But me, you've neglected me, Todd. I'm broken.
So
Anyway.
keep in mind that I'm not saying that we have another co-host or anything. I wasn't trying to...
I was going to say, you've not talked to me about this.
No,
this was like a legitimate thing we were discussing. Not saying I'm opposed, just we've not talked.
No, it's just, I just thought about it now. It was just, if we could have a third host, and maybe that's what we're pitching out to our siblings. If we had another host, what facet, what angle are we not covering as...
Oh, I'm sure a lot of esports. Would anybody be even interested in that listens to us? Probably like a lot of FPSs. I don't think you and I really dive into those PvP, FPS, Battle Royale.
Right.
There's a whole lot in first-person shooter category.
I mean, it's something to consider because
Right.
we've been a duo for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we need to be a trio. I'm not saying that at all. But,
Right.
you know,
He's not tired of me yet.
if the opportunity arises to add a fresh sound to the mix, who are we looking for? Who do we want? What voice needs to be heard? Not just necessarily in what games they play, but what is their gamer voice? You know,
Yeah.
I'm a cis white man. You're a cis white woman.
I am.
Do we need someone who's not those things? I think so, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking siblings.
Yeah.
We need the opposite of us.
Right? Just the opposite of us in some way. I don't know. Let's see if anyone throws out some ideas. Like what part of gaming that you would love to hear us chat about or come out of this or maybe you're like, you know what? You guys are actually talking about the kind of stuff I would play and listen to anyway, so SDFU. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair feedback.
Why not? I mean, I'm trying to think of things to kind of just liven it up, freshen it up, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
Just whatever it would take, because I'll be honest with you, and you know, I'm going to talk about this, and I'm not saying this is what it is. I have no proof to know what it is, but I also feel like it's the only thing that makes any sense up to this point that it could very well be. I've struggled to come up with stuff since we came back. Okay, show headliners, and I used to have like lists. I used to have it lined out for weeks, and I'd be like, I can move stuff. You know, I knew exactly what it was going to be. I had it written up. If we had a guest, I could play chess or whatever and just get everything lined up where it needed to be. And now I've struggled to do that ever since we came back. And I heard, again, I have no proof, but, you know, lingering COVID effects. And again, I didn't have COVID bad like a lot of people.
Like causing more of a creative block or something.
Yeah, like a brain fog, as they say, or just there was a symptom that was brought up in this special SciShow. They were talking about it, and the way they described it just sounded right. You know, like, yeah, you know, it's not that I don't want to do it. It's not like I don't have the energy to do it. It's just I just can't seem to.
I think I know what you're talking about because some of the few people that I know that have gotten it have just described something sort of similar. Or they would come back to work and you would just be like, whoa, what's broken? Like simple things that they used to always just be able to fire off and do was taking a little bit longer. So there could be something to that. Hopefully it's not a long-term thing.
I really hope not. And I don't want it to be that way. I hate that it's gotten that way, but if our headliner quality seems to dip, I apologize because I'm not, something's just not catching anymore. I'm struggling. I mean, even the last couple of weeks, when I say that it was like last minute, I mean literally the idea popped in my head and I was like, okay, that's what I'm doing, and I ran with it, hoping that it would just work. So That's all I can tell you. I mean, if I'll keep at it as best I can, but if there comes a week that I don't have anything, it's because that brain fog is just still in there, and I'm trying my best to clear it out, but I don't know what to do. And again, I have no proof that it's COVID related. I'm just, it was nice to have something to equate it to that I could kind of understand, because the timing of everything.
Sure,
we were supposed to come back when I had COVID, and I just told you, I was like, I can't.
That's why we were delayed a week coming back.
Yeah. I was like, I cannot focus, because I really could. Like, I felt like I could sit here, but if I could focus, absolutely not. It was just like, I don't know what I'm even doing here.
Right.
You know,
it's kind of tuning out by accident, and
right. So that's why we passed. But I hope we don't have any more COVID problems in 200 episodes. And
right. I mean, things are looking up on that front. Yeah, it's going to still kind of go up and down, but we've decided to move on, whether it's done or not, I guess. It's just how it is. But
well, I mean, we got that stealth Omicron coming in now. So, I mean, it's creeping in like a ninja.
I'm just to the point where I've done all that's been asked of me.
Yeah.
And all that I can think of to do with the science that's up to date. So I'm just going to go do stuff now.
So, I mean, what else can you do?
I've done what's been asked. I've been vaxxed. I've been boosted. I'll still wear my mask. But damn it, I'm ready to leave the house again.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Maybe that's the wrong attitude, but it's been 2 years, man.
It's fine. What else? So, yeah, I know that no one is clamoring for new episodes of Super Mega Crash Adventures, because the last one bombed in comparison to the last 3. But I'm still committed to working on them.
We've got one more, right?
Yeah, 2 more, matter of fact. Like, episode 6 is the one I'm really excited about doing once I can get there. And it's not that episode 5 is a bummer or anything. I hit a wall, you know. I've hit a wall, and I'm don't know what it's going to take to get me past that wall to where I can get it done. And if I just had people who could animate too, they could be doing it for me.
I know. You probably picked the wrong partner in me.
No.
You really can't do nothing.
No, there's good chemistry here and conversation, so that's already that's a plus.
I can do captions.
I need behind the scenes workers. That's what I need. Mm-hmm. People who can do stuff like on a computer and not break it.
I could learn it. I'm 100% positive that I have the intelligence level to learn it if I ever forced myself to sit down and go through it. And I probably have the rig that could render this stuff too. I just have no idea where to start because it's never been something I've been taught or messed around in.
But see, don't sell yourself short. I mean, think about the closed captions you did for...
Well, that's what I mean. Everything. If I ever force myself to sit down and learn it, I feel I'm intelligent enough to catch on. It's just that I've never sat down and went, okay, I'm going to learn to animate today or put this on my calendar. But you're right. Like, I had no idea how to do those captions. And so I just kept looking things up and how to work the programs until I finally got something that worked and that I understood and could do.
And it came out great, and I appreciated it.
Mm-hmm. The first few were miserable, but then once I finally got the hang of it, it wasn't so bad. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll get around to it eventually. I've been trying to think of other things to do. I know that we've not even barely touched our TikTok, and that's another one of those things. I don't think
I can help, though, because I don't have it nor access to our TikTok, and I probably forget to do it.
That's what we need. We need someone.
We need a social media guru.
We need a young blood. That's what we need. We need someone in here who's a little...
Come on, Gen Z. Where you at?
Youthful.
You were born in this. You were born from it.
I'll give you... You could run the Super Mega Crash TikTok. I can give you all the video footage you want for whatever. Come on, man. I just... got to keep our eyes open for this little golden goose. That's what it is. This can be the little brother or sister or...
I've been seeing a lot of TikToks that just scare me now. I'm not sure that's an area I want to venture into. Seems very crazy over there on the TikToks.
I mean, whatever people do is their business.
Or maybe the crazy ones is just what ends up on Reddit and Twitter, and that's the only reason. Because those are the only TikToks I see, is if they come on Reddit or Twitter. It's once they're uploaded somewhere else.
But yeah, 200 episodes. We made it. And thank you for everybody who was here for the journey. I really wish.
Without you all, we wouldn't have made it to 200 episodes. So seriously, thank you.
We could.
I guess we could have just kept pushing it out to nothing. But regardless,
thank you
all
these
listening.
people who have thousands and thousands of listeners and 100, 200 reviews. I should be envious. I don't even know how you did it. Well, because we've been at it for 6 years, and
we need to learn how to market and put stuff in the right places. Just tweeting once a week is not gonna just do it.
That's why we need one of these young bloods.
I admit that fault. And then as soon as it gets to, then I just don't even want to be on Twitter or anything anymore. Which I guess you would need someone who can just push through all of that. So.
See,
I feel like we're talking like we're older than we are. We're just trying to get curmudgeon too early.
But are we though? I'll be honest
like it's
with you.
my right now. Like now that I finally gotten to that age that I'm allowed to be a little bit of our kids. I've earned it, but not that much.
I do. I'm happy. I'm perfectly happy. Just leave me alone.
Right?
Let me tell you about my old
probably
agents.
is why things don't go this well if we're not even willing to engage.
Probably, yeah. No, you're
we're
right.
We're the worst. We're like hypocrites. You don't send us stuff, but we're not going to talk to you either. So that's.
But look at it like this. Okay, so at work, there's this rumor going around that my job, the job that I do, is going to be changed to a different job. That would therefore, it would be more money. Mm-hmm. It would be a salary position, which, I'm a little
I'm always on the fence with salaried things. Depends on the hours they force on you, but continue.
But at the same time, if they're changing my job to do this, again, this is all rumor, speculation. If they're changing my job to do this, and I'm already doing said job, then you shouldn't need to post my job.
Right? Oh no!
And I keep hearing this rumor that they're going to post said job. Now, I didn't ask for this.
I was going to say, weren't you just moved over there?
Yeah. I just want to be left alone. Now, if you want to change my job to something fantastic, as long as I'm still doing the job,
right?
That I signed up for, that I wanted to do,
right?
Let me do my job.
That I was hired for.
Right. If changing the title and everything, if there's a chance that I'm going to lose that job, don't you think I ought to be in the loop?
Well, some companies are shady enough that they don't want to lose or have that gap. So they'd rather you just keep doing it in case they don't find someone. That way they're not out a person.
Well,
because if you knew, most people would start looking for another job and then F off as soon as they got it and leave that. So, is it right? No. Do I see why companies do it? Kind of, because they're garbage, but they want their stuff covered.
Yeah. But, look, I have no proof of this. It's just,
but, if you're already hearing they're posting your position, I feel that's something they should have already had a conversation with you about. Because they're probably going to pull some crap to have you train them.
And it ain't happening.
Right?
Because the way I look at it, I don't give a damn whether or not I'm this or that. I just want to be doing the job that I'm doing right now.
Just leave me in my position.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Me alone. If I don't need that title or job, fine. If you want to change it and I'm still doing it, fine. Just as long as I'm left alone. That's the curmudgeon in me. Just leave me the hell alone.
Right.
I just want to do my job and go home. And I've finally gotten to a point where I can tolerate it a lot more than I used to. Because it can be loud some days, but you know what? It just gives me a reason to get up and walk away and, kind of get a little exercise.
You can't just make it background noise at that point?
Some people are just too damn loud. For some reason, they feel the need to shout at their phone that's sitting right next to them. And it's like,
are they around loud machinery all day?
I'm starting to wonder if they are deaf. Or at least
I was going to say, that sounds like that could be just an overtime. They think they're like me. I'm loud. I feel like my volume's normal. but I've had enough feedback that I know that is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have had partial hearing in my right ear for as long as I can remember. So I often wonder if I feel I have to match a volume that I hear, even though it's coming from me. You'd think I'd hear it louder. I don't know. Science.
Yeah, in any case, it doesn't matter to me. I
know that had nothing to do with the point of the story, but made you get up and walk around.
Yeah, it's leave me alone. That's all I'm asking. So it's that grumpy. You know what I actually did the other day for the first time? And it actually worked in my favor. Like, one of the things I don't like going to do is going to a grocery store when it's busy. Okay, and I mean
you said
busy.
You do like to?
I don't like going to a grocery store when it's busy. Like, that's one of the reasons I stopped going to Walmart, because the people there are just really stupid. And they're getting everywhere else now, too. I go to Kroger, and Friday is not the time to go to Kroger Friday night, because everybody's getting their groceries after work and all that stuff.
Probably payday.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, I just want to get in and get out, and that's all I want. But then you keep running into people who just like staring at the ceiling instead of paying attention to what they're doing. It's like, move, I'm trying to get through, and you just walking too slow for my speed that I need to be going.
Or at least let me pass you. Yeah.
Yeah. So that aggravates me. So what I did is I had gone Friday afternoon and decided I'm going to try something. I put in earbuds. Now, I feel like, to me, that's kind of rude in some way. But at the same time, I'm like, who's going to be talking to me in the store? Nobody.
I don't find it rude. Some of us do that on purpose so people won't talk to us.
Well, I did it. It wasn't for that purpose. It was to see if it could help me stay focused and less stressed. And boy, did it work.
Oh, well,
because the music is what I want to hear, and I'm just kind of bumping with it as I'm grabbing my stuff and paying attention to everything but the people around me. So much so that there was a moment where I just stopped. There was nobody around me. Mm-hmm. And the next thing I know, I just had this, like, a spider sense going off, like someone's behind me. And I turn around, and there's this person with a cart just sitting there waiting. I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? You can't go around. You can't go anywhere else but here right now for the moment that I'm just...
You were standing right in front of the one object they wanted, probably. I don't know.
And that always seems to be the case. There's always that moment where you're just sitting there looking for something, and then sure enough, that's where the one damn person in the damn aisle is standing, is right there where you need to be.
I feel like I'm that individual who comes up and goes, of course there's someone right in front of what I want. So now it feels like I'm just stalking them, when in reality I'm just waiting for my turn.
Yeah.
But I know how it feels, where, are you rushing me? No, just weird coincidence. We both needed this exact thing at the same time. So please pick,
Yeah, just
or
grab.
just let me grab, because I already see which one I want,
Exactly. I know what I want. Just get out the way, let me grab it, and you can go back to staring at it for the next 5 minutes.
Right. Read your label.
We're grumpy. Anyway,
We are grumpy old people. Maybe that should be our next pod.
Yeah.
Just
we're going to retire here.
One moment in life with people, according to Stephen and Lace. I don't know. Just be a short 20-minute story of us complaining about human interactions that we had throughout the day or the week, or...
I would listen.
We'll record it just for ourselves, just for our own entertainment for 20 minutes at some point in the week.
What were we mad at today?
Well, I just have so many customer service stories to tell.
Oh, I bet.
Don't we all, though? Yeah, so that could go on forever. But we already have the bitchy waiter, so I don't know if we could, And he already does a very nice job of that. I enjoy following him.
Well, I've been trying to end the show, and I keep getting distracted with stories and whatnot. But yeah, I'm done. Unless you got anything else to say about 200 episodes.
No, I mean, it's been a pleasure. And it really is a lot of fun each week to get to hang out with my best friend for a couple of hours. So for me, it's just very touching to get to, at least if nothing else, have that excuse that I know I can steal him for a couple of hours a week, since we're both off doing our own thing through the week and don't even live in the same state. So we just got to take it what we can. And thank you for inviting me on, because I wouldn't be here if you hadn't extended the offer, of course. And it's a highlight of my week to get to spend time with you and talk about video games. So happy 200,
Same.
bro.
Well, happy 200.
But
That's all I got.
that's our show then. Thank you so much for listening and for sending things in. And if you didn't send anything in, you're good vibes listening. Thank you for that as well. You can hit us up sometime on Twitter at Super Mega Crash or send an email to supermegacrash@gmail.com. Go to the Instagram. See that weekly icon art that Steven put his time and love into, especially for this one. A lot of you will have a blast from the past checking them out. I promise. You can also support the show on Patreon, going to patreon.com/Pencil and Paper Productions. Or if you like, go to youtube.com/Pencil and Paper Productions. Check out the Super Mega Crash adventures while you're there and get caught up before the next episode drops. Also support the show by liking and leaving reviews on your preferred platform, however you listen to your podcasts. Thank you for listening. I am Lacey Finley.
And I'm Stephen White.
And you could join us again next time, Super Mega Crash siblings. But until then,
Game on.
This has been a Pencil and Paper Podcast Network production.